Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the all-new 2024 Chevrolet Traverse. This is the LT model. It's finished off in radiant red with the MSRP just over $47,000. We do have the enhanced driving package as well as the midnight and sport edition, which gives it a lot of nice cosmetics. So we're going to start up with what's underneath the hood. For the all-new Traverse, this gets the 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. It is paired to an 8-speed automatic. It now pumps out 328 horsepower, 326 pound-feet of torque. That's 18 more horsepower and 60 more pound-feet of torque than the outgoing V6 model. The LT is also front-wheel drive, weighs in right around 4,600 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 around 7 seconds. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 17 miles per gallon in the city and 25 out on the highway. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, you notice we have a lot of the gloss black accents. There's also a forward-facing camera, plenty of cutouts in that grille to provide a lot of cooling. There's also parking sensors up front. And then take a look at the very thin housing for the DRL and turn signal. Headlights and high beams are in the lower section with some more gloss black. And then there's also vents there too to provide additional cooling, as well as the vents in the lower section. There's also the sensor for the distance pacing, so we have the adaptive and super cruise for this model. And then some really nice lines that come down the hood to give it a great look. Now, this model is also equipped with a set of 20-inch wheels that have a great design to them, finished off in gloss black. Matches nicely with the Traverse badge there, as well as the mirror caps, where there's a camera and a turn signal. No sunroof for this model, but it does get roof racks up top. And then it is a 3-row SUV, so it has really nice design to it on the exterior, especially with this window here that curves up. And then there's also some more lines that come down the side. And then in back, we have the spoiler here, along with the third brake light. There's the wiper blade in the lower section. And then more gloss black accents you'll notice running right through the middle of the power liftgate. Take a look at the design for the LED taillights and turn signals. Really cool look. There's parking sensors in the lower section as well. And then there's also the square design for the quad tip dual exhaust. Gives it more of a sporty look like some of the Corvette models have. This also has remote start, so we can fire that up and then hold that button in order to shut it off. Now, you can also use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath to open up the power lift gate. And then with the third row up, you'll see there's actually a good bit of space. There's even hidden storage underneath the floor, so you can use that as needed. And then it's pretty easy to fold the third row down. Now, you do have to have the second row in the correct configuration. So the second row does slide forwards and backwards. So you just have to accommodate for that when you are putting the third row down. Second row also folds flat too. So you can fit a lot of items in the back of this SUV. And then let's take a look at the interior. You do have this chrome button here to lock and unlock the vehicle. Very nice interior with all of the leather and stitching. There's the brushed accents, Bose audio as well. And then we have the leather seats with all of the white stitching. As I mentioned, you can fold these flat. You can also move them forwards and backwards. And then this is the lever that you will use to gain access to the third row. Now, you could walk right through the middle of these captain's chairs if you were small enough to do so. Now, at 5'10", honestly, it's not that bad. You can adjust the seats accordingly. I have 3 or 4 inches of headroom, which is nice. There's some storage, auxiliaries there, and you get some vents up top. So, not all that bad. Very easy to get in and out, and then to lock that seat back in its position. And then for the captain's chairs, we do have the armrests. You get climate adjustments, more auxiliaries, and storage. There's cup holders too. And then you have storage pockets as well. Plenty of headroom along with the vents up top too. And then the door panel up front is just like the rear. You have all of your window adjustments, side mirror controls, lock and unlock, trunk release, and then more storage. And then you have the same design for the power front seats. So let's start this back up. You'll notice we have the animation or the lighting in the upper section of the steering wheel for the Super Cruise, leather for the entire steering wheel as well. There's also paddle shifters, still retains volume and tuning underneath them. You have cruise, Super Cruise adjustments on this left side along with a low range gear. On the right side, there's Bluetooth and voice commands, heated steering wheel. You also have your music shortcuts as well. And you can even go through the digital gauge cluster using this button right here. So if I push on that, we can look at the distance pacing along with some info on the left and the right. You can also pull up just miles per hour. You have more of a traditional view with the TAC, miles per hour, and then again, some info on both sides. And then you can also pull up Google Maps. So you can have that in full screen. Really nice to be able to go through all of those. Now on this left side, there's the e-brake along with a few different driving modes. So you have sport, there's normal, and then snow and ice. And then you have the engine start stop as well as a dimmer switch. Really cool trim accent underneath the one air vent there. And then working our way to the massive infotainment system. On your home screen, you have all these icons that you can quickly go through. And then you have all these shortcuts up top to further get through all of this. So you do get a split view where you can go through some information. You have music, you can pull up the map in full screen, you have phone. You also have shortcuts into all of your lighting, traction control, park assist, everything like that. Now you do have a physical button for your volume on this left side. Power is actually this button on the top, so you can also use that to mute it. And then you do have shortcuts into more of your lighting adjustments as well as your lane keeping assist. In the entire lower section, you have your temperatures, heated seats, fan speed, where you'd like the air to go. There's air vents underneath that, and then you do have physical controls for all of the climates as well. There's wireless charging with some auxiliaries down below, 2 cup holders, a little bit of storage behind that, as well as a lot more in the lower section. You do get more storage in the armrest, of course, as well as in the glove box. Rear view mirror, you have your sunglass holder up top, as well as the dome lights and some call buttons. And then here's a look at visibility from the driver's seat. It's pretty easy to see over both shoulders, even with this being a long 3-row. You really don't have any blind spots. Now also, we have this new shifter design. If I pull it towards me and down, that is for drive. Pull it towards me and up, that is for reverse, where now we can take a look at the 360 camera system. So you can go through all of these angles here, just depending on what you need to see, as well as the forward-facing camera too, which is nice. Park is going to be on the end of the stock there, but let's put it back into drive and get this out on the road. And we still have it in sport mode. We'll give it another acceleration. And just like that, we are back up to speed. Now again, we do have the different driving modes. So if you want to adjust your throttle response, you can go from sport to normal if you just don't want quite as much. So if I give it another acceleration, you can kind of feel a difference. It's not going to be a major difference, but it's nice that you can utilize those as needed. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the all-new Traverse. And I'd say we have a nice layout. As I've already mentioned with the drive, it's a very nice drive, but everything seems to be very user-friendly. One thing that I want to talk about too, a lot of people aren't quite on board yet with the full screen and all of the controls that are actually in the screen, but this Traverse gives you physical controls as well, especially for your audio adjustments and all of your climates. I think that's probably the 2 major controls that people like to have actually physical buttons for. So it's a really nice blend between both of them without giving you too many controls to get confusing. So it's a really nice layout, especially with everything as far as the steering wheel controls and everything go. But it's been very nice to drive. And we have plenty of visibility. I do wish with the 360 camera, this might be an option on some higher trim levels, getting that digital rear view mirror, which would be helpful, especially since we have that 360 system on this vehicle here. And like I mentioned, but we do have some standard safety features. I just felt the left of the seat vibrate as we had that car pass us. So we have a lot of the standard safety features like that pedestrian detection, the cross lane assist, all of that. And it will actually vibrate in the seat as you start to get closer to objects behind you as well. So I just felt that there. Obviously you have the parking sensors and everything. And so I think you get a really nice 3-row SUV for the price too, sub $50,000, which in today's market, 3-row SUVs are starting to climb in their MSRP. Under 50 grand for this with everything that you get, I think is a really good deal. And so that's going to wrap it up for the all-new 2024 Chevrolet Traverse. Once again, a huge shout out to Park Chevrolet for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at their website. Also give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.